Hi Aries, welcome to your week ahead tarot with me, Raphael from Radiant Reality. It's an absolute pleasure to have you. Thank you so much for being here. Thank you so much for joining me. If you haven't already, please don't forget to like, share, and if you should so choose and it resonates, hit that subscribe button. If you are already a continued subby, you know I love you for it. With that said, before we start, as always, I would like to bless my deck of cards with all forms of love, light, peace, prosperity and abundance, and I pray that the messages that come through are ultimately clear and concise and they help you on your path to your highest vibrational good. If you would like to book a personal reading with me, you can do so on the link in the description box below. I'm currently only taking bookings from the 23rd of June, no actually the 3rd or the 4th of July, just because I'm absolutely booked out, so sorry about that, but thank you for all of you that have booked. So, right, for your key to the week, you have the Tree of Life card. This is great, right? So this means that this week you have some sort of divine intervention or assistance that is taking place. Now, remember, your key to the week is kind of infusing everything else that it touches. And what this basically says is that this week there is going to be some sort of little touch or little nudge that comes through from the universe. So just at the moment where you think to yourself, do you know what? I put my hands up, I've had enough, I'm done, right? Just at that moment where you feel complete exasperation, you will either have some sort of a breakthrough or you will get some sort of touch or some sort of nudge that will come through. This is a week to really have your faith intact, right? And this isn't about relying on that to say like, oh, well, it's not working, so you know, my guardian angel is just this retrograde energy is some shit, right? You know, it's not to rely on it, but this week at the moment where you do feel like giving up, there will be something that comes through that kind of says to you, you know what, we've got you, don't worry. All right, for your actions and options, you have the High Priestess. This is about focusing on your intuition. These two together are actually very powerful cards. Now, what I love about this High Priestess for your actions and options, this is about the path that you take. This is about you dedicating more time to your, not even necessarily to a spiritual practice, dedicating more time to listen to your intuition, to really get in touch with it, to see how it speaks to you, to see how it moves through you or with you, which is really interesting as well, because when you consider that Mars is in Pisces, you know, which is a very spiritual sign, right? So this is about you getting really proactive about your intuition and how it speaks to you. This also is going to see you getting very proactive about the women in your life, or speaking up or out or for the women in your life especially. So that's really nice. Yeah, it looks like you're also, it does feel, because remember your High Priestess is hidden things revealed. So it may be that there's something that you have an inkling that you are not being told. This week you're going to be ruthless in your pursuit of the truth. All right, for your communications and conversations, you have the Four of Swords. This is not necessarily a big week for communicating outwardly. All right, so it looks like you will be doing a lot of communication, but it's very likely to be communication on an internal level. Now, this could be you maybe talking about, or maybe learning about subjects that are taboo. Maybe they're, you know, challenging to have as conversations. That could be there. But your Four of Swords as a communication means that this week you're not necessarily speaking much. You're doing a lot more listening. We saw this for you though. Remember when we did the monthly for June, we saw that this would be a very internal month for you, that there would be a lot of inward focus for you this month, and it's just played out beautifully over the course of the weeks ahead, which is really, really interesting and actually very exciting. So remember, your Tree of Life, or your divine assistance, is going to come through intuition or through your dreams. Your divine intervention and assistance is going to come into your communications and conversations. There may be a moment this week where you are tempted to do the Aries thing, to rush in and say something, and it looks like the divine is going to stay your hand, or probably, you know, they're going to put their hand over your mouth and say, listen, now is not the moment to speak. This is why it's really important for you to pay attention to your intuition. It's like one of those things where, you know, sometimes if you interrupt somebody in the flow of their conversation, they forget what they were going to say, and you both end up wondering about what it was that they were going to talk about. This is one of those moments, so look out for it. For your money and materials, you have the Magician card. This is fantastic. So money looks good this month. Now, interestingly enough, this combination came up in the Scorpio monthly for July. And I have to talk about this because this combination is a very rare combination to get, and whenever I see it, this is true power. This is true power to manifest or to create something. Whenever you see the High Priestess and the Magician together, not only are they a mated pair, but this represents hoodoo, root work, witchcraft, everything that you would consider a spiritual practice, but an active spiritual practice, one that has links to magic, to manifestation, to occult knowledge or wisdom. That's what you're looking at here. The fact that you have the Four of Swords here, and I talked about learning earlier, this may very well be a week where some of you decide to embark on some form of formal magical training. So interesting, very interesting. Now, for your money and materials, this is basically going to see you getting very proactive about your finances. It's going to see possibly some sort of divine intervention. This is very much an ask and ye shall receive week when it comes to money and finances. So use it to your advantage, but use it well, use it wisely. When it comes to health looks great this week, actually, I have to say. It looks like you're also giving yourself proper time to rest, which is good. And then when it comes to your home, home looks good. I think you're just spending more time. Everybody's spending more time at home, but I feel like the quality of that time is something that you're really paying attention to, and it does look like some of you may be gearing up for a move. Some of you, this might have been on hold already, and now you're seeing it kind of go ahead. For your love and relations, you have the Knight of Swords. All right, so not an easy card, but what this kind of says to me is, for those of you that are single, it does look like you might be meeting somebody. This could very well be a Gemini person. And the reason I say that, the Knight of Swords, Gemini ruled. The Magician card, Mercury. So whoever it is this week that's coming into your life, if you're single, this could very well be somebody that is a Gemini, or it could be somebody that is very powerful, somebody that is very spiritual, or somebody that is very spiritually powerful. So this is something that comes up a lot. Now, look at the juxtaposition. You've got the Four of Swords, which is saying slow down, take it easy, and then you've got the Knight of Swords, which is like, let's go. These are like two very opposite energies, very opposing energies. You might find that the person coming in, if you are single or you're looking and you're meeting somebody, they are almost like a portrait of contrasts. Maybe in some respects super mature, and in other places really childish. As far as I'm concerned, that's the best type of person. But that's just me. For those of you that are partnered, you could be very, very silently forceful this week. So your partner could be kind of like, is everything okay? Because it's like you're very focused this week. You're very inwardly focused this week. And it's really important that you don't get snappy at your partner for constantly asking if you're okay. But also, you need to let them know where you're at. So this is, find a way to communicate with them about where you're at the moment. Now, when it comes to money and love, I actually feel like these are great, right? Even with the Knight of Swords being, sometimes this could be a week where you get ratty with each other. And I feel like this is likely because you're trying to focus on developing your intuition, doing whatever it is that you need to, finishing what you need to, and your partner's kind of like they're trying to get your attention basically. Try to find a way to be fair with your time, not just with yourself but also with your partner if you have one. All right, with that said, that is your week in a nutshell. Let me know in the comments how it shapes up for you. I wish you an abundance of all of that good stuff. Have a fantastic week. Let me know in the comments how it shapes up. And remember to use this wisely. It shows, when I talk about this combination as well in the Scorpio reading, when I talk about personal spreads, I've only ever seen that combination come up a handful of times, and I'm talking about 4, not even a full 5. In the entire span of time that I've been reading for people, I very rarely see that combination. So use it wisely. All right, take care, and I'll see you soon.